Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. And good morning to you, the rest of the world. You're welcome to another interesting episode of The Conversation, showing you your digital first Pan-African news network. And of course, thank God it's Friday. We've had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and now this is Friday. Yes, the conversation promises to be very insightful, very educative, entertaining, and of course, informative. And my name is Merciful Ajinamo.
And I'm Mayokun Adekoya. Good morning, Merciful.
Good morning, Mayokun. How you doing?
I'm very well. How
Thank
are
you
you?
for gracing the studio with us this morning. It's good to have you.
It's good to be here. You look very nice. You look sharp.
Thank
I like
you.
the look. All
Thank
traditional.
you so
Gives
much.
us the Friday vibes.
Oh my God, thank you. This is the ever adorable Mayokun. And I think this is the first time I'm doing this with you, am I correct?
Yes, this is the first time.
What's your plan for the weekend?
Oh, it's the weekend. It's Friday. Probably rest. God knows I need it.
Of course, we all do.
I'll catch up with some friends, watch some movies, and just rest, do runs and errands, prepare for the new week.
That sounds like a plan. Prepare for the new week. She's already preparing for the next week already. All right, before we bring you the development of Africa, we'll just bring you the quotes of the day.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant. Enjoy the Cadbury goodness.
Now let's dive straight into it, shall we? The first story here is the Kaduna State High Court has freed the embattled leader of the proscribed Islamic movement in Nigeria, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, and his wife Zina. And the presiding judge, Justice Gideon Kurada, in his ruling, upheld the no-case submission filed by Sheikh El-Zakzaky and his wife. According to the judge, the prosecution failed to establish a prima facie case against the defendant. You see, I'm very quite, will I say happy, but some sort of mixed feelings. You know, we've always had protests, especially in the city of Abuja concerning this particular case. I'm now quite happy in a way. You know, I said mixed reactions because now we have people who have always said, look, free him and everything. Now we've established. I really do hope that justice has been served and all of these things have been, solved and everything.
Has been resolved. Now to the next story. We have APC members set brooms on fire in Delta defect to PDP. About 100 members of the All Progressives Congress, APC, on Wednesday defected to the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Oshimili South local government area of Delta State ahead of the 2023 general elections. The defectors, who spoke during a stakeholders meeting conveyed by the Oshimili South local government area PDP chairman Dada Okonji, said they set their brooms ablaze to seek shelter under the PDP umbrellas.
We keep seeing these stories of
100 members, that's a lot.
Yeah, I will also say that, we were just, I would say a couple of months away to the election. I mean, it's less than 2 years.
Yes,
so we have next year, 2022, for the preparations for the 2022 election. So now people are now knowing where they stand, if their party is going to be successful or not. So we keep, 100 is such a number.
It's a whole lot of members.
Now, Africa CDC is saying Africa is faced with emerging infectious diseases. The Africa Center for Disease Control, that's Africa CDC, said the African continent is faced with syndemics, a combination of emerging infectious diseases which are increasing the disease burden across the continent. This was revealed by the director of Africa CDC, John Ikenga-Song, in Abuja on Wednesday during day 2 of the Nigerian Conference of Applied and Field Epidemiology 2021 themed Building Back Better, COVID-19 and Other Disease Outbreaks. You see, I'm very sad that some countries in Africa are still, have not caught up with the vaccination drive and everything. That's talking about COVID-19. So now we're having Africa faced with other kind of diseases, not just COVID-19.
Infectious diseases. We have the cholera outbreak. We've not even finished fighting COVID-19
and we keep
already
seeing
facing all these.
So it's just an eye opener that I think Africans should start to take things very seriously.
We need to start taking the right health measures. We need to really keep ourselves safe.
Totally. I'm talking about keeping yourself safe. This is the time I told you, look, you have to be safe. You know, observe social distancing, wear your face mask.
At all
and if you're
times.
not vaccinated, please do so, right?
It's
so you can be
compulsory.
safe and keep your neighbors safe as well. Talking about safety, we bring you COVID-19 updates from across Africa.
TOS TV Network mobile app is now available. You can now catch up on our breaking news, stream our programs live, watch out for the latest update on sport and politics as they unfold. You can also get notifications for our upcoming programs and events. All these on our TOS TV Network mobile app, available on Apple Store and Google Play Store. TOS TV News from Africa by Africa.
It is The Conversation, showing you a digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. And like I always say, you can be a part of our social media community, you know. Follow us across all our social media platforms at TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And of course, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube page, do so you do not miss out on our amazing content. We go straight to the newspaper headline segment of the show, and we'll begin with Blueprint this morning. From the very top, we see FX stoppage, CBN to refund deposit licensing fees to BDCs, and that can be found on page 5. The banner headline there, that's the very conspicuous gaping headline on the front page of the Blueprint, is APC Congress's convention. Buni-led committee tackles Kenyamo, Enang, Ojudu, and we have a couple of others under that story. The first says Supreme Court verdict hasn't anything to do with us, and the second, they are using judgment to vent their anger, and that's coming from a party scribe. And the third, minority judgment lacks value, Akintola SAN, and we risk defeat in 2023, minister, others won. We have a couple of other stories right there on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. Please grab yourself a copy and read about them.
Okay, on the front page of The Guardian, we have no going back on APC Congresses. Buni vows despite court verdict. APC days staggers from the Supreme Court's ruling on Ondo Guba, Omo Agege, Enang, Ojudu, Eta, Keyamo, Abe crosswords. On the front page of The Guardian, we also have bandits adopt Jigawa ex-lawmaker, free Kaduna chiefs. We also have Anambra Guba, PDP moves to resolve conflict.
All right, we move over to the Nigerian News Direct newspaper. From the very top, we see CBN to refund 35 million naira capital deposit to BDC applicant, and that can be found on page 14. And the very gaping headline there is IGP directs investigation of FBI allegation against Abba Kyari. That can be found on page 3. And just underneath that story, that's the writer, PDP demands investigation into alleged link as Kyari denies any fraudulent involvement. And that can be found on page 3 of the Nigerian News Direct.
We have arrest Abba Kyari. U.S. court orders FBI to arrest Nigeria's Super Cup DCP Abba Kyari over links with Hush Puppy. To explain alleged role in multi-million-dollar fraud perpetrated by Hush Puppy, PDP Huriwa demand full investigations. IGP orders internal reviews of allegations. All these can be found on page 8 of the Nigerian Pilot. We also have Olympics disqualification. Sack sports minister, angry fans tell Buhari. This can be found on page 9 of the Nigerian Pilot.
And the last national daily for this morning is This Day newspaper. From the very top, we see Naira strengthens as bank CEOs pledge support for new CBN FX policy. The very gaping headline there is APC in jeopardy over Buni's continued stay as national chair. And the three riders, the first, presidential aides want him sacked. The second, Omo Agege insists his stay is legal. And the third, UBA's candidacy in Anambra uncertain. And that's on This Day newspaper right there. We have a couple of other stories there. You can grab yourself a copy of This Day newspaper and just read about them. We have so much stories, you know, trending, especially in national dailies for this morning.
I love stories.
And what would I say is your favorite story this morning?
I wouldn't lie, is this Hush Puppy Abakia?
Because it's entertainment, right?
Yeah? It's very entertaining, very revealing. A whole lot has been
You know, we've
revealed.
had this case for a long time now, and now we have a new, I say, mystery?
Yes.
Yes, now we're having to link someone who is associated with the Nigerian government.
The Nigerian police.
Yeah,
the Nigerian police.
So we have people are, you know, so much controversies, and we really do hope all of these things is being settled and
everything is
solved
brought to light
as soon as possible.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
That's much you can take on the National Daily segment, the newspaper National Daily segment for this morning on The Conversation. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll bring you the big story. Do stay.
Down. In the farm say sabi. You want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass your power. You want to show yourself.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight.
As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream.
That's why I give him Born Vita every day,
which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C that supports his immunity and gives him the strength to pursue his dreams. Born Vita, strength to dream.
Yes, you're still watching The Conversation on your digital first Pan-African news network, the TOS television. And as I always say, you can be a part of our social media community. Follow us across our social media platforms, that is at TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And of course, our website is always there to live stream our program. That is www.tostvnetwork.com. And if you've not subscribed to our YouTube page, please do so you do not miss out on our amazing content. Here's the big story, the crux of the show this morning, and we talk about business. Entrepreneurs react to CBN's decision on FX management, that is Forex management. And joining us via the phone this morning is Obinna Iwuno, the founder of Crypto Bootcamp. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, marvelous.
Merciful, but it's okay.
Merciful, yeah.
Yeah, let's just dive straight into it, no problem. What is your reaction to the recent CBN's decision to stop the sale of Forex to BDC operators?
Well, I would say that this move by the CBN is a right one. It's a good move in the right direction. Okay, so it's a good move in the right direction, but also, one thing we do have to look at in all of this is what are the policies, right, to sustain this good move? Because you cannot just say, okay, you stop giving dollars to the BDCs, right? You stop selling dollars to the BDCs. But what moves are you going to put in place to make sure that this thing is sustainable and it is beneficial in the long and the short term, right? Because if you look at what CBN did, the BDCs were established for specific purpose. And one of that reason is for foreign exchange of not more than $5,000, right? And that was supposed to serve domestic needs. And again, one of the things that the BDCs were also established to do is to help travelers to gain access to dollars and to help tourists to gain access to naira when they come into the country because of the issue of financial inclusion. So you don't expect somebody who comes from the U.S. to start opening a bank account in Nigeria immediately and start transacting and all of that. So this was what the BDCs were meant to do, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at the reason behind the central bank ever setting up the BDCs, it was because of the monopoly of the forex market by the banks, you know, and this is why the BDCs were set up. As at the early 2000s, the BDCs in Nigeria were not up to 100.
Yes, they were about 74.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, they were not up to 100. So you look by 2010, they were over 2,000. As we are talking right now, there are over 5,000 BDCs registered, licensed in Nigeria.
Yes.
You know, and what gave rise to this kind of sharp increase? It will show you that this is a lucrative market because these BDCs source dollars at the official exchange rate and then take it to the parallel market. Instead of serving the purpose that it was meant for, it gets to increase the price of the exchange rate, which is outrageous because you are having over 80 to 100 naira difference between the official rates of dollars with CBN and what you get at the parallel market with the BDC. So I see that move as a good move in the right direction. But my concern about the move now is what policies and strategies is the CBN putting in place to make sure that this thing is sustainable and beneficial in the long run for the economy. Talking
about sustainability, don't you think now that the Forex management system is now being placed on the bank primarily, don't you think we would have so much queues in banks, people who are buying dollars, people who are trying to sell and everything? Don't you think there will be that much of cluster and it's not be easy for business people like yourself to be able to access this fund very easy and smooth?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Yeah, so now, don't you think this new policy will make access to, you know, Forex very kind of, you know, not easy in a way because we have everyone trying to access the bank to be able to access funds, and we have queues in bank. You know how the process is. Yeah, so some Nigerians are out there, they are saying this is not going to make it easy. Normally you can just go to, you know, a bureau d'exchange operator and just go and send your money and get your cash. Don't you think it will be tedious this time?
In fact, that is an already conscious challenge that we all have at the moment because your normal transactions in the bank is I'm trying to find the right word and not use hell, you know, because for me, as a person, I avoid anything that will take me into the banking hall. Right? I want to do all my transactions online because this system should be automated. Why should I need to go to the bank? Why do I need to go to the bank to contact the customer service? What is the purpose for all of the online infrastructures? What is the purpose for the app, for the internet? You know, these are things that we should easily do, right? So going to Nigerian bank is already a tedious activity. Now adding it with this foreign exchange matter, it's going to just escalate the whole issue because even for the legitimate reasons that CBN say you can go to the bank to source for dollars, which is like paying school fees, tuitions abroad, right? Importation, right? Of the specified kind of raw materials and the equipment and all of that. Even the process of going through that is so tedious that people don't end up assessing these dollars as it should be. So I am still trying to see how the banks are going to manage this situation, especially with this new directive of CBN telling them to open up teller points. And there has been teller points for foreign exchange. I mean, the same teller that attends to you when you come for your dollar transactions is not the same teller that attends to you when you come for your Naira transactions. So I am still trying to understand, is there a different kind of specification for this new directive that has been given by CBN to the banks concerning teller points for the forex section? You know, but it's an issue, but I also see it as an opportunity for our banks to actually demonstrate their readiness, you know, for innovation and for digital banking, because what we've had as digital banking is just online transfer of money. No other aspect of digital banking is actually working in Nigeria apart from the online transfer of money. And digital banking goes way, way beyond that.
So just yesterday, after the announcement, we saw the hike in price of the Naira to the dollar. And the question Nigerians are asking is, what do we expect going forward? Is there going to be some sort of balance? Because it's already obvious, it's visible that just after the policy, yes, we saw a hike in price. How do we begin to manage all of this?
There is already a pressure on the Naira by this move already. Because currently, at the parallel market, a dollar was going for close to 500. Right now, it's above 500. You know, and so when you have this kind of issues, right? What you see is there is an inflationary reaction in the market towards this, right? There has been constant hike in the prices of goods and services and even basic amenities and food, which is a most essential need for man, you know. And then you now have an economy that has been dependent on oil for its foreign revenue, for its revenue generation, not just for its total revenue generation. The country has been dependent on oil. And what did we see? The price of oil has plummeted. You know, and oil, which was our source of generation of revenue, oil, which was our source of generation of revenue, has been affected in price. So we are generating less foreign exchange than we used to. And now you put this pressure, because what we have seen over the years is a constant devaluation of the Naira. And for each time the Naira is devaluated, the rate between Naira and dollar changes, right? So this might also lead to more devaluation of the Naira for the central bank to be able to keep up with this forex supply. Right? So it's going to have a very sharp effect on the economy. And it's not a good one. It's not a good one. And this is the reason why I say that there has to be strategies and policies put in place to follow this. Because what this is just a good statement issued out by the central bank. But if there are no policies and strategies to back it up, the effect is going to be tough on the economy and on the citizens at large. All
right. It's been a very good one. We're out of time, unfortunately. Thank you again, Mr. Obinna, for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you so much, Merciful.
Yeah, and thank you so much, viewers, for staying tuned to the conversation. I think it has been an insightful one, in my opinion.
Very insightful, very educative. Thank
you for coming to the studio with me this morning.
Always welcome.
All right, thank you. You can always be a part of our social media community. You know, follow us across our social media platforms. That is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, our website is www.TOSTVNetwork.com. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not done so. I am Merciful Ajinomo.
I'm Adekoya Mayokun.
Thank you and have a wonderful day.